Good morning and welcome to the Board of Commissioners meeting. We will begin as is customary with the observance of a moment of silence. Thank you. Please rise for the pledge to the flag. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for attending this morning, and if there's any public comment, we will entertain it now. If not, we'll move on to the acceptance of the approval of our minutes of our 9/21 meeting. I'll make the motion to approve those minutes as submitted.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes of our last month's meeting. Any questions or comments, additions, deletions, corrections? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, so moved. Madam Treasurer.
Hey, good morning. We had receipts on 10/4 and 10/5 of $377,381.24. Brings us to a total cash of $1,966,049.20. Our expenditures this week were $1,302,344.81. And our tax claim is $27,705.05. Brings us to a balance of $635,999.34.
Make a motion
Yeah.
to approve the treasurer's report subject on this.
635.
You guys all right? Any questions for our treasurer? If not, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Okay, I do have some debt payments that need to be approved. So we have to approve the payment of the general obligation bond series A of 2016 for $17,469.20.
Make a motion to approve that payment.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve that payment for the issue of 2016. Any questions regarding the motion? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved.
And we have a loan at Fulton Bank that the amount due is $1,103,298.
So moved to approve.
Second. Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve that loan payment to Fulton Bank. Any questions regarding the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Okay, we have our general obligation bond series 2017. These are due to Fulton Financial in the amount of $142,668.01.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve that bond payment to Fulton Financial. Any questions? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Okay, our series 2015 A bond is $218,223.52.
So moved.
Second. It's been moved and seconded that we approve that bond payment of the series 2015 A to Fulton Financial. Any questions? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
And the last one is the 2021 bond, which is $674,808.
Motion approved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve those that bond payment for the series of 2021. Any questions regarding the motion? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved. Okay, thank you. Good morning.
Morning, Michelle.
Michelle Snavely, Director of Human Resources. Under Personnel Transactions, Resignations and Terminations, Susan Lanfear, fiscal technician, children and youth resignation, effective the last working day, September 21st. Derek Thurman, caseworker 1, children and youth termination, effective September 25th. Jesse Lurch, secretary C in the district attorney's office, resignation, effective October 20th. John Corwin, accountant 3, MHIDBI, termination, effective September 22nd. Harley Keller, full-time correctional officer at the jail, resignation, effective September 22nd. Stephen Dene, building code and admin 2, planning, resignation, effective September 29th. Caitlin Mininger, first assistant public defender, public defender's office, resignation, effective October 6th. Deborah Smith, clerk typist A in the sheriff's office, retirement, effective December 2nd, with the last working day being December 1st. And Charmaine Beck, accounting clerk C, treasurer's office, resignation, effective October 18th.
I'll make a motion to approve the resignations and terminations as submitted with a special call out to Deborah Smith, who served over 20 years in the sheriff's office.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve those transactions. Anything else, Sheriff? Good.
No, she actually started with
Oh,
Mark
Oh, well,
and transferred that.
she was with the county over 20 years. Yeah.
thank you for clarifying that. Any discussion regarding those transactions? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Post same sign, so moved.
Under leaves of absence, Destiny Ford from the DA's office, central booking, 6 to 8 week leave of absence, effective September 7th.
Motion approved.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded that we approve that LOA. Any questions? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
aye.
Post same sign, so moved.
Moving on to changes of status, transfers, and promotions, I have several motions. The first is to approve the memorandum of agreement entered into by and between the County of Lebanon and the Chocolate Workers Union, Local 6464 of the Bakery, Confectionery, Tobacco Workers, and Grain Millers International on behalf of the county employees in the Department of Emergency Services Telecommunicators Unit, which are represented by this union. It is agreed that Article 5 of the CBA shall be amended to provide that effective October 15th, 2023, there shall be an across-the-board wage increase of $2 per hour added to the wage rate for all current telecommunicators and the salary chart.
I make a motion to approve the $2 increases for the telecommunicators.
Second. It's been moved and seconded that we approve that request of the TDS folks. Any questions regarding the motion? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Post same sign, so moved.
Motion to approve the casual part-time telecommunicators to receive an increase up to $2 per hour or the closest step not to exceed $2 per hour effective October 15th, 2023. These positions will remain in a grade 11 on the non-union salary chart.
Motion to approve.
Second,
It's moved and seconded that we approve that request of the telecommunicators. Any questions regarding the motion? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
aye.
Post same sign, so moved.
Motion to approve a request from Director of the Renova Center, Janelle Getcher, to reclassify a current vacant full-time program assistant position, grade 10, non-union, to a casual call program assistant position remaining in a grade 10, effective immediately.
So moved.
Second. It's been moved and seconded that we approve that Renova Center request. Any questions regarding the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Motion to approve a request from Pathonetary Clerk of Courts Barbara Smith to transfer a part-time court clerk position in the court-related non-professionals union, grade 4 on the union chart, from the Clerk of Courts office / budget to the Pathonetary's office / budget, remaining in a grade 4, effective immediately.
Motion to approve.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the Pathonetary's request. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Motion to approve an amendment to the 2023 Civil Service Compensation Plan reflecting the changes to the Social Services Collective Bargaining Agreement that was effective on August 17th, 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve the civil service compensation plan.
Second. It's been moved and seconded that we approve that request. Any comments or questions regarding the motion? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Post same sign, so moved.
Thomas Smith, transfer from child abuse investigator in Children and Youth Services to adult abuse investigator at Berry Agency on Aging. No change in his rate effective October 16th. Corinne Conlon, promotion from caseworker 2 in Children and Youth to child abuse investigator in Children and Youth at the rate of $1,798.47 biweekly effective October 15th. Christine Hartman, promotion from Social Services Director at Community Action Partnerships to Administrator at Community Action Partnerships to the rate of $2,220.98 biweekly effective October 16th. And Brian Diedrich, promotion from Senior Deputy District Attorney in the District Attorney's Office to First Assistant District Attorney at the rate of $4,093.26 biweekly effective October 16th.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve those transactions. Any questions regarding the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign, so moved. May I just interject? I meant to ask or observe this earlier, but in the first transactions, resignations and terminations, 8 out of the 9 that we had the one that was a 20-year employee, but 8 out of the 9 were employees less than 2 years. And all the work that goes into selecting and hiring and it's just an observation, but it's a challenge that we have every day in human resources to keep these folks on board. And it cuts across all departments. But anyway, keep up the good work. Sorry to interrupt you.
Under other transactions, Children and Youth would like to hire the following 4 caseworker 1s, all at the rate of $1,562.16 biweekly, all effective October 9th. And that is Caitlin Walborn, Nikisha Griffith McKinney, Sergio Bruno Jr., and Bethany Pascal.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
President Judge Tolwalk would like to rehire Angelica Capas as a admin assistant 1 at the rate of $1,169.52 biweekly effective October 23rd. President Judge Tolwalk would like to hire Ethan Underkoffler as an office support 2 at the rate of $1,087.92 biweekly effective October 23rd. The jail would like to hire the following 8 all full-time correctional officers, all at the rate of $21.84 per hour, all effective October 16th. And that is Nico Jacoby, Misael Rauquez, Douglas Sigmund Jr., Jasmine Milborn, Madeline Wank, Michael Jurich, Brittany Purcell, and rehire Nicole Montilla. President Judge Tolwalk would like to hire Talita Galdusky as a juvenile probation officer 1 at the rate of $1,678.09 biweekly effective October 9th. Public defender would like to hire Michael Light as a public defender 2 at the rate of $3,004.52 biweekly effective October 16th. Public defender would like to hire Alexa Munez Cruz as a secretary D at the rate of $970.76 biweekly effective October 9th. And the sheriff would like to hire Christopher Progan as a casual part-time deputy sheriff at the rate of $18.14 per hour effective October 16th.
I make a motion to approve the other transactions as presented.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any questions regarding the motion? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose same sign, so moved.
Moving on to salary board, motion to approve all transactions we previously read, plus the following. Samantha McCarrick, change of status from telecommunicator 1 to telecommunicator 2 at the rate of $18.93 per hour effective October 1st. Hayden Murphy, longevity payment full-time correctional officer at the jail. This is a one-time payment of $500 effective October 19th.
Second.
Right. And the motion and the second to approve the salary board transactions. Any questions regarding the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose same sign, so moved. Thanks, Michelle.
Something still related to.
Sorry, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt the process here, moving through there, but the negotiations with the union, is that part of the 25% that the county picks up for salaries and benefits and whatnot? that's part of your payment, that, because 75% of that surcharge issue right now comes from the state, the 911 surcharge. But the salary you just increased have nothing to do with pending the possibility you're gonna pick up the full tab.
It does.
It does.
Mhm.
So this
Yeah.
is part of that.
Salaries of dispatchers are covered in part by that fee. So.
By
yes.
that fee,
But it's not
In it-
triggered by this issue.
it's not triggered by the issue. This was just part of the normal.
Oh, no,
negotiation.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood
Right,
that
and
part.
the county pays 25% of salaries and whatnot
Correct,
for the telecommunicators,
right,
and then 75% is coming from that surcharge
yes,
currently, right?
yes.
But this isn't right, it's not anticipation.
Oh, no, they're not connected at all.
That's why
Okay.
I didn't think so, but I wanted
Sorry.
to make sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
I have a resolution.
Go ahead.
This is related to, bargaining units and, negotiations to a degree, so I thought I would, do this while Michelle's still here. This is a resolution that has, been adopted by some counties across the state. I want to preface by saying this is not an indication of any sort of strike or unrest or anything like that by any of the county's bargaining units. It just establishes definite lines of who strikes, who is, and who is responsible for, in this case, keeping order in the event of a strike. So I'll read this and then ask for your approval. And this is also recommended by the county's labor attorney to be approved. Again, because it is something that some other counties have enacted and appears to be just a trend and a move in this direction. So whereas the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lebanon desire to ensure the safety of the public, county employees and county property in the event of labor unrest, whereas the Board of Commissioners desire to implement a plan to protect the safety of the public, county employees and county property in the event of labor unrest, including but not limited to work stoppages, picket lines, and other demonstrations. Now therefore be it resolved by the authority of the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lebanon and in coordination with the Lebanon County Sheriff that in the event of a strike or other labor unrest, Lebanon County Sheriff's Department is responsible for enforcing county rules to protect the safety of individuals on the county's premises and safety of county property. The Sheriff's Department shall enforce such county rules against county employees and others. Deputy sheriffs shall guard county facilities and property, control demonstrations, ensure safe access to and from county property, including maintain access to the worksite and cars in the parking lot, controlling access to the courthouse, municipal building and other county property during labor unrest, and shall patrol and maintain security on county property during labor picketing, work stoppages, and other forms of labor unrest. Duly adopted in a meeting on October 5th. So this essentially establishes that regardless of the sheriff's deputies being part of a bargaining unit, they still would maintain that responsibility of courthouse security, county property security, etc. in the event of something like that.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution as presented.
second. It's been moved and seconded. Sheriff, do you have anything to add?
No.
You good? Okay. Any questions regarding this motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, post same sign, so moved. Thanks, Mike. Morning.
Morning, ladies.
You move a chair up, are you okay? Good morning. Would you like to introduce yourselves and then you may proceed?
My name is Erin O'Leary, and I'm the administrator for Lebanon County Children and Youth. With me here today is Kelly Demi. She is our fiscal operations officer. And then we also have Audrey Fortna, who is the director of probation services, and Sue Krishna, who is the deputy director of probation. So we're here today to present fiscal year 22-23 fourth quarter invoices, as well as our final report for fiscal year 22-23. Our implementation budget for the current fiscal year 23-24, our needs-based budget for fiscal year 24-25, and our contracts for fiscal year 23-24 current year.
Okay, would you like to just break these down one by one?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yep. So first we'll present our fourth quarter invoices for fiscal year 22-23. I ask that you approve the total amount of $2,014,554.
Motion to approve.
Second,
Been moved and seconded that we approve the fourth quarter invoices. Any questions regarding the motion? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, so moved.
Next, I'll present the fiscal year 22-23 final report. For fiscal year 22-23, we were certified at $11,128,782 with a county share of $2,270,781. We actually came in at $12,924,206, which is an over expenditure of $1,795,424. Our county share will be $2,843,325, which is an increase of $572,544 over the certified amount. Children and youth spent a total of $10,524,411 and was overspent in the amount of $2,062,260. And this was due to increases in in-home services being provided to children and families to coincide with the increase of referrals and open cases coming into our agency. But also to ensure safety of more difficult and complex cases that our agency is receiving and dealing with. Also, our agency is needing to place children in higher level placement facilities, which are more costly because there is a lack of foster home availability currently. Juvenile probation spent a total of $2,436,667 and was underspent by $274,890. Juvenile probation placements have consistently been declining since COVID-19 due to both the pandemic, but also a decline in placement availability. We do plan to put through a budget amendment to the state for the over expenditure to request that the state provide their share to cover the over expenditure. I ask that you approve our 22-23 final report.
I'll make a motion to approve the 22-23 final report as presented.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion, any further clarification from any of the other folks representing? You good? Okay. Well, no, thank you for all the work that went into these reports. You know, it's a cumbersome and complicated world you live in, and not to mention the difficulty in the work that your folks are doing. So thank you for all that. Any questions beyond that or comments? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Post same sign, so
Next, I'll present our fiscal year 23-24, so our current fiscal year implementation budget. So our implementation budget for the current fiscal year 23-24, which was approved last year, is certified at $12,573,777, with a county share of $2,739,115. Our projected implementation budget is actually $13,810,327 due to children and youth increases in salary, increases in placements and in-home service costs, as well as an increase in in-home services due to our previous year over expenditure in that service category. So we're already anticipating that being higher going into the current year. Our county share based on the projected amount will be $2,850,063, and the county share is projected to increase by $110,948. I ask that you approve our implementation budget for fiscal year 23-24.
motion approved.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the implementation budget. Any questions regarding the motion? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
aye.
Aye. Post same sign, so moved.
Next up is our fiscal year 24-25 needs-based budget. Our needs-based budget request for fiscal year 24-25 is $15,349,931 with a county share of $3,574,455. which is an increase from fiscal year 23-24 implementation budget due to, we're budgeting for more children to enter more costly placements due to a lack of foster home availability. We have providers requesting increases to increase their salaries to retain and attract more qualified staff. Our providers are also seeing continued increases in liability insurance, which they're now putting back on the county to cover. We are also seeing an increase in cases coming into the agency, more complex cases specifically related to the mental health system, who right now is very compounded. They have wait list shortages in their staff. So because they're unable to service those kids with mental health concerns, our cases are becoming even more complex, because not only are we dealing with children and youth needs of abuse and neglect, we're also having to deal with mental health needs. So we are having to provide more in-home services than we ever have before to overcome some of these areas. So we are budgeting more funds for in-home services, because we know our referrals are increasing and we know that they're becoming more complex. So we want to make sure that the funds are there for that. And then we also are budgeting for the increases in wages to attract new staff and retain current staff in the agency, which was something that was part of union negotiations recently. I would ask that you approve our 24-25 needs-based budget.
Make a motion to approve 24-25 needs-based budget.
Second.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment, I guess, here. As we approach our budget, county budget, these are big numbers and big components to the county's budget. Each year, I don't know that there's ever been a year they've gone down. Maybe they have, but I don't recall. It sounds like one of the biggest drivers is the reduction in foster parents, because they save a lot of money for the county because of their placements there, rather than spending, hundreds of dollars a day. But just looking at these numbers, or pointing out these numbers, again, as we go into budget here, we're very concerned about not only workforce costs that have been incurred as these contracts are approved, as additional salary is approved to compete in the workplace market. But this kind of expenditure is going to come to roost as well. And as soon as next year, this needs-based budget for 24-25 is 30% over the implementation budget for 23-24, which is over the 22. 30% is enormous. And that is county share. So there is no where to go for that other than the general fund. So it's not exactly a fair warning. It's just, I'm gonna keep pointing out these things as we get into budget. We're gonna have a large deficit, and there isn't much can be done about this.
I was gonna say, what's the alternative?
Well, to this expenditure, there isn't one. This is what society is bringing the agency and what has to be dealt with. And it's not cheap.
And ultimately, if we don't budget for it, then we're not guaranteed these funds. So if we go into 24 without this money budgeted and we end up spending the amount of money that we had projected, there's no guarantee that the state is going to come back and amend to give their portion of our over expenditure. Whereas if we go in with this budget and we come under, then that's wonderful.
Yeah.
But if we go in saying, well, we think it's going to be 15 million, but you approve 13 million, then there's that 2 million there that we could spend that would potentially fall on the county. And there's no real choice in the matter. If you're talking about child safety and needing these services in support, how do we determine what families we turn down or turn away? It's concerning.
So appreciate the opportunity. I just wanted to point out that these are the big numbers, and when we get to budget and talk about the deficit going into that process, and the numbers are eye-popping, just pointing out where these come from. And these are services that a county must provide, just as it is for 911. Has gotten some coverage recently, and the jail, and all of these things, and that are our responsibility, but costs are going up tremendously.
Thank you. I was wondering, would you be wanting to pitch, the need, if somebody would like to be a foster parent, how they would do that?
Sure, if anyone's interested in becoming a foster parent, they just have to reach out to our agency and we'll provide them all of the details that they need. We are currently going through a training course right now and we're starting another one later this month. So we really are vamping those up, and having them occur more frequently so that we can get more people involved. We do have some advocacy groups. The Keystone Family Alliance is in our community right now, going to different community organizations and churches, kind of pitching for us to find foster parents for Lebanon County as well.
Would you like to give a phone number they could call, or what is your preference for contact?
Sure, they can contact the office at 717-228-4430. And the supervisor who is providing the training is Michelle Curry.
Thank you.
Yes, that's fine. Anything else? Not all in favor of the motion to approve the needs-based budget, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, no, so moved.
Next, I will present the 23-24 service provider contracts. So the agency has a total of 35 service provider contracts. 18 of those are not requesting any increases. The remaining 17 service providers have requested increases with an average of 3%. And all of them are being in our budgeted amounts. I would ask that you approve our 23-24 service contract.
Motion approved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the service provider contracts 23-24. Any questions? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same signs, so ordered.
Next, I have fiscal year 23-24 placement provider contracts. The agency has a total of 52 provider contracts, with 16 not requesting any increases for their medical assistance funded facilities at no cost to the agency. The remaining 36 providers have requested increases with an average of 7%, and all of them are within the state approved rate. These increases are due to increasing wages to attract employees and an increased need for more specialized trauma-informed care within these placements and services. I would ask that you approve our 23-24 placement provider contracts.
Make a motion to approve the provider contracts as presented.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any questions regarding the placement provider contracts? Yes, Jim.
A comment again on the numbers. You heard Aaron say the average increase is 7% across these providers. Some of these costs, for example, a secure sexual offense per day placement is $522 a day. Enormous amounts of money that, and again, these have to be done. I'm not criticizing the providing the service, just pointing out the realities of these costs. So average of 7%. I mean, we're talking about over inflation, higher than inflation in that case. So you'll probably get tired of me saying these sorts of things until we get to budget, but just pointing them out.
No, and JP, you're absolutely right. The reality is that because we're having these super complex cases, those kids are requiring placements that are more expensive, because those are the facilities that can meet their needs. So it is importantly, as some of our placements are between $400 and $600 a day.
Yep. Secure residential placement, $479. I mean, a lot of these start with four, with a 4, 3s, 5s,
Per day.
per day.
And we're at the mercy of them, because if they won't take them, who will? We don't want to run into a situation where other counties have been in, where they're housing kiddos in offices for days or weeks at a time because they don't have a place that will accept the child.
And there are, I don't know that we've had to resort to that here just yet, but there are counties that are doing that. They're literally, I know that Sue and Audrey are aware, but there are counties that are literally putting staff in the office 24/7 on a weekend because there's nowhere else to go. And, basically providing a secure daycare, I guess you'd call it. And you've had many occasions on a Friday afternoon where you're trying to find someone and having to drive to the other side of the state. So it's tough. It's tough.
It's
right now.
tough. The whole environment at every level is brutal, but
The whole state of child welfare is sad right now. It's difficult for sure.
okay, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
The last thing I have to present is a contract for juvenile probation. It's for Northampton Juvenile Justice Center. It is for their secure detention facility. It is $385 a day, for fiscal year 23-24. Last year, it was $290 a day. I would ask that you approve this contract for the current fiscal year.
Motion approved.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded that we approve that Northampton contract. Any questions regarding the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying
aye.
aye. Post same sign, so moved. Anything else?
That's all.
That's plenty.
That's all I see.
Thank you for all the work
Yeah.
that went into this. Thank you. Continued good luck with everything.
Six items. The first three here are, agreements for the provision of medical transportation for the Medical Assistance Transportation Program. And, these are drivers that provide the service to clients of the program, and these contracts are with Christina Gathright, Thalia Montanez, and Michael Miller. The rates pre-established for those transports.
Make a motion to approve the MATP contracts as presented.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve those cap requests. Any questions regarding the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, post same sign, so moved.
Staying with the Medical Assistance Transportation Program, seek your approval on the acceptance of the 23-24 allocation for Medical Assistance Transportation Program from the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services in the amount of $1,362,662. This allocation is based on the department's analysis of our budget projection. And unlike many other programs, this is actually an entitlement program. So if it exceeds the $1,362,000, we amend it and they send more, so to speak. But it's a fully funded program. Motion approved.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the request for accepting that contract for 23-24. Any questions regarding the motion? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, so moved.
I have a hotel tax grant fund application from the Mount Gretna Summer Concerts, Inc. And they are seeking a grant for the advertising of the Mount Gretna Summer Concerts for 2024. Their total project is $7,630. They're asking for $5,700, and they outline their budget for the media advertising and print on the next page, showing the $7,630.
Make a motion to approve the request for $5,700 in a hotel tax.
Second. Motion and a second to approve that request for hotel tax. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, so moved.
And lastly, I have two applicants for real estate tax exemption due to disabled veteran status, and they are William Kapp of Grace Avenue, Lebanon, and Chad Yeagley of Minor, Lebanon.
Second,
We have a motion and a second to approve those exemptions for disabled veterans. Any questions regarding the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
aye.
Aye, post same sign, so moved.
Want to say thanks to these two here for helping us with coverage on the 911 fee. Levtown did an article on it yesterday. Bob Down and I were on Laura's program, and she brought it up during the airing, so I was glad to talk about it there. So hopefully,
People are
pressure
listening.
applied across the state.
Statewide issue. Yeah.
And then the second issue coming up is, of course, as it's being batted around, is the movement of the potential moving of the presidential election date, primary date. So CCAP is working on that as well with the legislature, because that is a real problem if it's moved into March, and all of the polling locations need to be notified and a different date. Volunteers have their plans already in some cases, for the the expected date, and if that's moved up a month or 6 weeks, it really crunches things and probably causes us to lose some help.
Not only that, if there is a challenge to any of the races in November, that could carry over and we would not be done settling the races before people had to start circulating petitions for the next election. And there's just simply not enough time. It's, as Jamie said, too much stress on our employees. It's not fair, so.
Anything else from the floor? So, thank you. Okay, if not, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we stand adjourned. Thank you for your attendance and your input.